of that, and we're gearing up here for another weekend of NFL.
Home court is an advantage, especially if the home is in Durham, North Carolina, and the court is fabled Cameron Indoor Stadium, built in 1940. Once in this venerable building, the atmosphere is deafening and intimidating for visiting opponents. But of late, only one team has mastered the possibilities in this building, as well as against Duke itself. Maryland has won 3 straight against the Blue Devils, bringing a bite to the phrase, "Fear the Turtle." It's number 21, Maryland, on the road to play the unanimous #1 team in the country, the Blue Devils of Duke. Hello, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Dick Vitale. It's great to have you with us. Maryland winning all these games against Duke. They have had success like no other team. The obvious question, is there an obvious answer? Why? Thank you, Dick. How about your Star Watch? All right, Dick, let me cover for you. Your microphone's gone out. Nick Kaner-Medley, 13.3 points a game. He has bought into the team concept, scoring less, enjoying it more. J.J. Redick averaging 25.8 points a game. He leads the ACC. This game is available in HD on ESPN, presented by DLP Picture Technology. Since 2000, only 6 losses Duke has sustained at home. 3 of them to the University of Maryland. Our colleague Doris Burke has more.
Mike, every time Maryland makes its way right here to Cameron Indoor, the crazy serenade them with the cheer. You're not our rivals. In College Park, they think otherwise. In Garyland, there are T-shirts proclaiming Cameron Indoor Stadium, our home away from home. And in case the Blue Devils were uncertain of where they are, Mike Krzyzewski sent his team a very poignant message last night. He and every single one of the players signed center court, the D. The message very simple: to Maryland and all other comers, this is our house.
And Doris, that was in response to their first ACC game this year when they played so poorly against Virginia Tech and nearly lost the ball game. Mike Krzyzewski, 26 years at Duke.
I'll tell you one thing, Mike, when you think about this environment, we could talk and take all the polls we want. There is no environment that is electrical with the student body right on the floor. My friends, this place, if you want intensity and emotion, it doesn't get bigger than Krzyzewski versus Williams. And we had a turnover already with my Mike. I got to go on a spare, Mike.
The officiating crew, Brian Kersey, Carl Hess, and Mike Eads.
Man-to-man defense, a lot of pressure on the basketball.
DJ Strawberry guarded by the freshman Paulus. Garrison goes inside. Nick Kaner-Medley had it knocked out of bounds. Knocked out by Sean Dockery. Jump shot short. And last touch by Maryland out of bounds. Ebekwe got a hand on it, couldn't hold it. Take a look at those lineups. You've got Strawberry, a junior, one other junior, and 3 seniors from Maryland, as opposed to the very young Duke lineup with those 2 starters, McRoberts and Paulus, the point guard, as freshmen.
Terps certainly have changed their style of play from last year. As you see the ball entered inside the Williams.
The landlord had it rejected by Nick Kaner-Medley. Usually Williams does not get one stuffed right in his face.
See Maryland utilizing the pass more than dribble penetration when they had Gilchrist.
Garrison kicks it outside. The jump shot by Ebekwe's no good. Follow won't go. And there's the rebound to Dockery. Dockery running, trying to get ahead of the pack. Ebekwe may have gotten a piece of that. 3 Maryland defenders were back. Racehorse basketball, no points yet. Kaner-Medley rims out. Garrison stripped by Paulus.
There's so much emotion out there, a little bit out of control.
And Paulus fouled by Strawberry.
They're out of control right now.
Well, you're right about the emotion. I tell you what, these guys are really jacked up for this.
Well, the coaches were all up to it, too, before the game. Look at him right there, challenging the landlord in the lane. And now look at us taking it to the basket, trying to reverse layup. Abekwe gets a piece of it.
Paulus, who was a brilliant two-sport star in high school in Syracuse, goes to the line. He is nearly a 90% free throw shooter this year. In fact, he has a better average right now than J.J. Redick from the line, and Redick is all-time #1 in NCAA history.
Well, you know, Paulus is a guy that distributes the ball so well, leading the ACC in assists. Only 3 times as a freshman led the ACC. That was Coder, Jeff Jones, now the coach at American, former Virginia player.
Coder was the last. Strawberry, you got to give a tip of the cap to just to develop his ball handling skills. I never thought he'd be able to run the point at all.
The other point guard that led it was Kenny Anderson. Outstanding point guard.
That's right.
Georgia Tech.
Ball tipped out of bounds off Maryland. Duke with a 2-point lead in what has been a frenetic minute and a half.
Mike, I'll tell you, the electricity here in this environment is so unique and so special. Toughness.
Had 7 missed field goals so far, Dick. Paulus gets the first one from the top of the key. A three-pointer, favorite place to shoot, and here's a steal by McRoberts. Redick. Offensive rebound, Williams. 7-0 Duke.
Sheldon Williams, such a factor inside. They said it's our house, baby. They made him sign that proclamation on the floor.
Good pass to Kaner Medley, and he is fouled by McRoberts, who is a very aggressive defender and can get into foul trouble.
Look at the penetration right here, and then the kick out. Now watch the drive. And there's the three-point shot, spotting up. Paulus was one terrific football player. I know Notre Dame wanted him badly, Mike. See, this Maryland team has changed its whole complexion and style of play. With Gilchrist, he used to dominate the basketball. But let us understand, he was so effective against Duke. In fact, in the 3 consecutive wins, he averaged better than 18 points a game, and he brought a special swagger to it. So let me tell you, he was a major factor in those 3 wins.
Maryland on the board for the first time at the 17:48 mark. Kaner Medley has shot from the free throw line very, very well this year.
You know, he has really played well in all the matchups against Duke because they have a tough time matching up with him with the guards.
Duke with a 3-man advantage. Redick, nice feed to Williams for the easy layup.
That's the best 1-2 combination in America. Inside, outside, Redick and Williams.
Those are the only 2 Duke players averaging in double figures, but they're way up there.
Averaging about 44 a game between them. Plus, they make everyone else better because they create space for everyone.
Maryland has just committed its 4th turnover, and Duke is killing them with mistakes.
Well, Maryland's coming off that loss on the road to Miami. Miami made 12 threes. Duke's coming off a brilliant performance against Wake Forest, and they made 14 threes.
Miami can get hot like that with those guards.
Yeah, Diaz certainly can get on fire. He really struggled against Louisville, was 0 for 10. Took it out on the Terps.
Shot clock down to 10 for the first time. Redick, very aggressive defense by McRae, who's a great on-the-ball defender. McRoberts kept it alive. The ball tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Terps.
That's a great point, Mike, because in the 2 meetings that they won last year, McRae forced Redick into 12 for 40 shooting.
And if McRae isn't on him, Strawberry probably will be.
Not bad.
And Strawberry is a tremendous and very physical defender.
They're going to rotate those guys. Strawberry adjusting the play in the point.
You want to bet he still gets 20?
They use the pass a lot better. They are matching up on him, never getting him an open look. Got some good lanes inside the Williams, though, because of the presence of Redick.
Williams forces it up in the lane. Good defense by Maryland inside. Strawberry trying to penetrate. Follow is good. Bekwe is there.
Beckwa's been playing a lot better. Changed his shot. Went to the doctor, the shot doctor, to adjust the elbow. The elbow used to come out like a little chicken wing.
9-4.
Double screen for Reddick right there. Used the double screen.
Got by McCray. That's what's made him a complete player. His ability to go to the hole. When he first came here, he was a jump shooter, pure and simple.
That was all created off the double screen in the foul lane area.
McCray blocked by Williams.
And Williams does that so well. Nice
McCray
pass.
to Kaner Medley. Nice reverse. Use the hoop to shield the ball.
Two veterans making a great play. McCray's been their best all-around player. Had a bad game against Miami, but he's been steady defensively and offensively. Love this environment, right? How could you not love this?
Oh, it's great.
I know we're up above. I know we're sweating, and we didn't have our mic work in the beginning, but you know what? Who cares? It's beautiful, baby.
I was hoping there for a minute when your mic didn't work that I'd get your game checked, but I guess Christmas is over.
You don't want my check, I want your check.
I wouldn't know what to do with all that money anyway. While we have a chance, let's check in with Scott Reese. He's in the studio. Scott.
Well, Mike, we got some things going on. First, at the rack, Villanova and Rutgers. Nova up 3, final seconds. And Jimmy Inglis, how about the bank open late on a Wednesday? Overtime we go, now tied at 72. And this one also in the extra frame. Clemson by 3 over Wake. 42 seconds to go in overtime. We're back to Cameron right after this.
The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship, coming in March.
Have you guys seen my easy button?
You can use mine.
Use your easy button to find my easy button?
Won't that, like, tear a hole in the universe?
What's the worst that could happen?
That's the worst that could happen.
Just hit it.
Okay.
See, there it is.
Where's Steve?
Want to get organized this year? From filing and storage to security and tax software, Staples has everything you need. Staples, that was easy.
So we're still gonna paint our faces for the Tigers game, right? What's going on? What?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yes, indeed.
Come on, man, what you doing? The quarter pounder and double quarter pounder with cheese sandwiches. Pound one.
Did you lose your way home?
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Staples. That was easy. And in part by Hummer. Check out the new H3. Hummer, like nothing else.
11-6 Duke over Maryland. And they get started early and often here for that home court advantage. Dick, good start for Duke.
Well, take a look at J.J. Reddick moving without the ball, using a double screen. Did a great job there using that double screen. Scored.
(15-19) to go in the first half. DeMarcus Nelson is in for the first time. 5th turnover there for Maryland.
You know, Mike, we had really great play by the 3 seniors stepping in, making great plays. Kaner Medley with a great play. We saw the landlord blocking a shot and Reddick moving without the ball.
Nelson is coming back from a broken ankle. Suffered very early in the season.
That's a big plus. He gives him an athlete on the wing. It gives him flexibility.
That's Melchione in for the first time. He can be a deadly outside shooter and gives him a lot of energy. Buries a 3-point shot, and Gary Williams wants a timeout to stop the streak.
Let me get a man over here! I've got a man to put. Let's go! Nah, seriously, you said that too fast. Thank you, guys.
Duke on top of Maryland 14-6. And one thing this great early start does for the Blue Devils is keep the crowd in it and keep the pressure on Maryland.
Well, you know, Maryland's best wins thus far. Good win over Arkansas. Ronnie Brewer, a great player, beat them out in the Maui. Beat Minnesota in the Big Ten matchup. Beat Boston College. Boston College's first ACC. Hey, they're 0-3 right now. But I think that club is too talented and too well coached and will bounce back with Dudley and Craig Smith.
Yeah, welcome to the league.
North Carolina State played brilliantly to beat them.
Garrison, little fade away from the baseline, won't go for him. Kept alive. Mark Jones in the game for the first time, and a foul as Duke gets the rebound, and it's going to be on Kaner Medley.
Garrison's been on a roller coaster this year. Had some rough shooting games. 1 for 8 against Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. 0 for 5 against American. 1 for 5 with George Washington. Then he goes 5 for 5 versus Arkansas. 9 for 13. He's got to get some more consistency in his game.
He is a kid that has shown he has range on that shot.
Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Gary Williams ultimately will be in the Hall of Fame. He will join Mr. Krzyzewski. What about all the praise he had today for Coach K? We talked to him in the locker room.
Absolutely. Paulus. Nice move. Shot wouldn't fall for him.
Can use either hand. Has a little bit of the makeup of Bob Hurley, who was probably the best point guard they ever had here at Duke.
Pretty pass down there to Gist, and Williams will pick up a personal foul.
Gist very physical, got a lot stronger body-wise. This is an experienced Maryland team. Had a journey to the NIT last year. It was an abysmal year because I think Gilchrist came back with a different mindset, thinking NBA instead of NCAA.
Well, the problem was he's thinking NBA. He was still playing in college, Dick.
Exactly.
And he had people around him that were telling him he ought to get more points, he ought to do this, he ought to do that. And the kids eventually have to realize that the coach is the only one who ought to be telling them what they ought to be doing while they're on the court, not their entourage.
Yeah, you know what happens now? A lot of the kids think that the coach has a selfish motive to want them back in school. And many times they're trying to tell them the truth, reality, like Randolph Morris found out up in Kentucky, and so many of these kids that decide to come out and aren't ready.
14-8 down the lane, and the miss for Nelson. Had the big-time jam in mind. Turned it over the other side. 3-on-1. Reddick off on the 3. Williams, offensive rebound.
You know what? Williams goes up for the offensive rebound. He could have had a layup, but they decided to go for the trifecta instead of the layup.
Duke has 12 of its 16 points off of turnovers. Let's check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
In fact, guys, the theme of Maryland's season all year long has been teamwork. And as you know, guys, the spectacle that is Midnight Madness in College Park was a little different. He normally comes in a stock car on a motorcycle. This year, the entire team walked onto the floor without fanfare. Hands together, out together, play together. That's their theme, gentlemen.
I tell you, Gary was very poised today. I thought Gary Williams, he likes this team. He likes the way they're sharing the basketball. Didn't like their last performance. Duke with that excellent spacing. They've done a great job containing this guy thus far.
Reddick buries the 3.
Just a matter of time.
372 career three-point shots. He is chasing the #1 all-time guy, Curtis Staples.
He'll get that number.
Ironic that the first basketball camp he ever went to, Curtis Staples turned out to be his coach.
Oh, wow. Maybe helped him with the 3.
Dockery. If Dockery never makes another 3, he got the big one earlier this year, a 47-footer to beat Virginia Tech.
You think this is NBA range? Take a look at that baby. Look at this area code jumper. He shot that from Chapel Hill. By the way, you have North Carolina. If you're talking about coach of the year in the conference, you got to start thinking Roy Williams.
Brilliant.
7 top scorers leave. They go on a road and win. They beat North Carolina State, beat Virginia Tech last night with 25 turnovers.
It's exceptional.
Exceptional
And
job.
they still don't know what kind of team they have.
And wait till they combine their freshmen with this group next year. Wow, ouch.
19-8. Duke on top of Maryland.
You just got to feed off the electricity you get from the crowd, the energy, the enthusiasm.
Foul away from the ball was on Gist. A great night of college basketball on ESPN2 will come to a close with TCU against New Mexico. Home court advantage tonight at 11 Eastern on ESPN2.
Big win for Tom Izzo today. They needed it. 0-2 in conference play, playing at home.
Melchione. It was partially blocked, it appeared, by Jones.
You know, Melchione's been up and down, but played really well against Wake Forest. Made 5 threes, had 17 points. He becomes an important player with that three-point shot.
Talking about a guy who's gotten the most out of his ability in his Duke career.
I came here without a scholarship because they were over the limit. That time was 5 was the maximum you can give. His daddy was a player here. His uncle played at Villanova.
His uncle was a great player.
Oh, he could shoot.
Great
Played with
player.
the Nets. A lot of stars in the house tonight. Magic Man's in the house. Jerry Colangelo's in the house.
And the
Mike
biggest
Patrick's
star
in
of
the
all,
house.
Dick Vitale.
Mike Patrick's in the house.
Dick brought his entourage. Here's the lob inside, picked off.
Bad pass. Bad pass.
Jones, pull-up 3. This kid has great range.
He's so up and down, but he can certainly come in and give you a big spark. We have seen that out of him. Here goes a 1-3-1. Gary changing the defense, half-court trap.
Jones hitting 42% long-range shots this year. And Duke comes right back and answers on the other end. DeMarcus Ware.
I'll tell you, DeMarcus Nelson's certainly...
Nelson, I'm thinking football.
Nelson is certainly going to be a big plus for them. He can score points. He's athletic. He can defend. There he is. He looks like he's not favoring that ankle at all.
10 turnovers for Maryland in the first 8 minutes and 40 seconds. That will get you killed at Duke. During the course of the season, the ESPN family of networks will showcase a great Division basketball moment for all 326 Division I schools. ESPNU's Pride of the Program is coming up next.
Now get boneless wings at KFC's Flavor Station. 100% breast meat boneless wings dipped any way you want. Choose from our classic honey barbecue sauce, fiery buffalo, or sweet and spicy. Try 6 boneless wings for $2.99 or 18 for $8.79. Be the boss, choose your sauce, only at KFC.
Whatever it is, you can get it on eBay.
What? You said we were going to be paying less.
I'm State Farm Agent Demetrius Simon, and this is a true story.
Making ends meet is tough with a new baby.
When another company kept promising to save us money on car insurance, we believed them.
Guess what? We were charged more.
A lot more.
We switched back to State Farm because we've got an agent we can count on.
Anybody can promise you a good price, but nobody takes care of you like State Farm. Call an agent today.
I think someone's had an accident. Ooh.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
Duke leading Maryland first half 22-11. Time now for ESPNU's Pride of the Program. Tonight in the spotlight, Harvard. It was truly one and out. Harvard's 19-1 season in 1946 put them in the NCAA tournament, where the Crimson lost to Ohio State in the first round. It remains the school's only national tournament appearance. More Pride of the Program features available on mobile ESPN.
I'll tell you one thing, they got some appearances in terms of Rhodes Scholars, I'll guarantee you that.
Duke basketball up 22-11. They're shooting 42% so far, and combine that with the Maryland turnovers, and you've got a score that's doubled up. Williams, oh, nice head fake.
He walked, Mike. He lifted his pivot foot. That was a good call. Brian Kersey with the call. You look at our Olympic coach, Mike Krzyzewski. Jerry Colangelo, who he'll be working with, is in the house tonight. You know, the one thing about Duke, you may beat them, but they will never come to a game where they don't exert an incredible effort and play with a lot of energy.
Nice feed inside that time, but the block on Ledbetter. Kaner Medley had it knocked loose. There's the steal to Williams. Paulus back in at the point.
Nice catch.
Nice pass ahead.
Nice pass.
Nice pass inside. Williams gets the pass from Josh McRoberts. Usually you don't see big guys to big guys on passes that good.
I'll tell you what great vision he had and a great feel for the game to be able to drop that pass to the trailer. Williams with terrific look by McRoberts. Great feel for the game.
Williams has 8. Jones, turnaround jumper on the baseline. Foul on Kaner Medley. Pushing off underneath. The 30 at 30 Sports Center update right now.
All right, Mike, Scott Reese back in the studio. Lendale White is going pro. The big running back out of USC declared for the draft today. Reggie Bush, by the way, is expected to follow suit and make the same announcement tomorrow. And also from the NFL, our Chris Mortensen reporting that 49ers offensive coordinator Mike McCarthy has been offered the Packers head coaching job. A formal announcement could come as early as tomorrow. These stories on Sports Center after the game, guys.
All right, Scott, thanks very much.
Timeout by Gary Williams. I'll tell you, Duke's on fire. Playing with a lot of passion, moving the basketball, playing exceptional. Gary, not a happy guy right now. These people are kind of happy.
Let's check in with Doris.
Well, Mike Patrick, I've got 2 of the more famous Blue Devils here, the guys responsible or integral in the first 2 national championships, Brian Davis and Christian Laettner. Both guys part of Duke Blue Devil benches. Brian, it's in an effort to stimulate urban revitalization. Tell me what the impetus behind that was.
Well, we're really excited to have the opportunity to work with the university and Wachovia and Mr. Hugh Allen and all our partners to make Durham the best city we possibly can make it. And Chris and I have just done all we can to make this contribution, and we're just so excited that everyone's been a part of it, and it's done so well for us.
You both have also donated $2 million, $750,000 of which will endow scholarships. The other 1.25 going to the practice facility. But Christian, let's switch gears just a little bit here. So much talk about J.J. Redick. He is quickly going up the scoring ranks. Lots of questions about his ability to play at the next level. What is your assessment as a guy who's been in the league for a very long time?
I think he's going to be a very good player at the next level. He's been trained for 4 years at the best program possible. He's a great player. He might knock me off the scoring list a little bit, and we wish him all the luck.
Well, congratulations. Good luck with your Blue Devil ventures, gentlemen. Nice job. Thanks.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Mike.
Thank you, Doris. And I find it almost laughable, the people that say, well, we got questions about J.J. Redick at the next level. I mean, please.
Oh, there's no doubt. He's learned how to move without the ball. We like that the attention that he gets in this league. I mean, over here, he gets doubled up. He's got guys in his face constantly. He'll get open looks at that next level, and he's going to make them count.
Tell you what, Dick, it's the same kind of people who said Mark Price could not play in the NBA.
Pretty
and
good
was
player.
he, an all-star 8-9 times?
Pretty good player. Not bad at all.
McCray back in for Maryland. The Terps trying to penetrate and just not having any success at all. McCray got caught up in the air. That's their 11th turnover, and they're being pounded right now, 26-11.
Well, also shooting 3 for 15. My math tells me that's 1 for 5 when you get a common denominator, and that's 20%. 20% doesn't get you to the winner's circle.
Good job, Dick. 17 points off at turnovers. Williams just powers his way in, couldn't hit the shot.
He only played 17 minutes in that game against Wake Forest. Got in foul trouble.
McCray, who's a good outside shooter, can't hit this one. Duke is not a great rebounding team, but McRoberts clears this one. In fact, Duke is even on the year with its opponents in rebounds.
Yeah, as Mike said, this isn't a club that's going to beat you in every phase and every area like they did when they had Laettner and Davis and that whole gang with Hurley and Hill. I mean, that was a dominant basketball team. This team is a good basketball team. They haven't been beaten yet, but certainly we have seen during the year that some people have challenged them.
Well, it was a nice pass by Reddick to get the ball back to Williams, but good defense by Maryland knocked it out of bounds.
People aren't going to buy this, but I'm going to tell you right now, if I were Mr. Krzyzewski and I was picking my Olympic team, one of the guys I'd want on it, his name is Reddick.
Oh, absolutely.
An international, the way he can shoot it, and then you get your stars, your Shaquille's, your Kobe Bryant's, your Garnett's, and your LeBron James. Dan Iverson to that group, Richard Hamilton, Ray Allen, Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, and that's my team.
Air ball by Reddick. You don't see that.
Not too often. Bring Elton Brand on a team, too.
Maryland has missed 5 shots, 0 for 5 in the last 4 minutes. Melchione had a three-pointer. Instead, he drives, and that will be a blocking foul. I believe it's Gist, and it is.
You know, Duke has gone 8 consecutive years to the Sweet 16. As you look at Jerry Colangelo in the house, he's the director of the USA men's team. Did a great job in hiring Mr. Krzyzewski.
On a true story from Walt Disney Pictures and Jerry Bruckheimer, producer of Remember the Titans, comes the remarkable story of how 8 ordinary men inspired a nation. Glory Road, rated PG, directed by James Gardner.
College game day for basketball, Saturdays at 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. beginning January 21st on ESPN.
What if you could go to the biggest music event of the year? What if you could go there every week?
Welcome to CD USA!
All your favorite artists, all on one show, and it's only on DirecTV. CD USA premieres January 21st.
We always thought they would come in peace.
Want to go inside?
It's okay.
Where's the thunder? We were wrong.
Get out! Get out!
This is not a war. This is an extermination. Tom Cruise.
I don't know what they expect to find when they got here.
War of the Worlds, a Steven Spielberg film.
But they found us.
Order it now on DirecTV pay-per-view.
You won't see this called very often. It's 26-11 Duke. The last call was called blocking by 2 officials. The third called it a charge. So what it ends up being is a double foul, and Maryland will get the ball in the alternate possession rule. So both Melchione and Gist pick one up.
Little coach reaction on the sideline. Gary really frustrated, down 15. You know, Maryland won the ACC title in 2004. Gary did, and that's the first time they won it since '84 when they had Lenny Bias and Lefty Drizel put that trophy on the hood of his car, and he said, I will drive all over Carolina, baby.
Lefty. Speaking of Lefty, Gary is only 4 wins shy of passing the left-hander.
I miss guys like Lefty. They brought so much charisma to the game.
Strawberry back in at the point. McCray takes the shot, or Jones took the shot and tried to draw the foul. He won't get either.
Shot selection now really good in his first half by Maryland. Duke really likes the way they're shooting.
Oh, Reddick just airmails one out of bounds. Duke has held Maryland to 3 field goals in 12.5 minutes of play.
They really played well on the defensive side. They're playing together. They're trying to intimidate him here. Not going to get that done.
Tell you what, you take the ball out of bounds, and they're right at your shoulders.
You know, when Maryland won that title in 2004, Duke had 5 consecutive ACC tournament titles. Had they won that year in the finals, they would have had 7 in a row. Nice play inside.
Abekwe got good position on Williams and banked it home. 26-13, 4 points for Akina Abekwe.
He played really well in that win over Boston College and has really improved in his junior year.
Low
Tough
lob
pass.
to Williams by Melchione. Didn't get it deep enough. Good defense again by Maryland. That's 6 turnovers against the Blue Devils. Abekwe this time against Melchione, backing in. Melchione trying to draw the charge.
Can't play him. That matchup isn't going to work. They're taking advantage of it. They stepped Williams away. Maryland got to go on a little run here.
Well, they've got McRoberts ready to come into the lineup at the next dead ball.
Yeah, tough matchup in that scenario.
But Melchione just not big enough to play him. There's the 3 from Nelson. What a lift he's given them coming back off that ankle injury.
Well, he's such a plus. He allows them to have flexibility in their substitution pattern.
He's hit 2 threes. Jones out of the corner, air ball.
Right now he's got Reddick for a layup.
Reddick ahead of the pack. Blocked by Jones. Williams offensive rebound to Melchione for 3.
Great play by Jones defensively.
Wasn't it?
I thought Reddick had an automatic layup.
He went flying down court. McCray for 3. That is an enormous turnaround for Maryland. That's a 5-point swing.
Real swing. Almost like in a Wake Forest game when Strickland missed a jam and it went from a possible 3-point. Look at that play right there. No doubt he's got it. Great block.
As long as the ball's still going up, it's legal to block it off the glass.
Yes, you can in college basketball. NBA, you cannot. In a Wake Forest game, Strickland missed a reverse dunk that would have brought the lead down to 3. Duke goes up, Melchione hits a 3, 5-point turnaround.
This Saturday afternoon, ESPN has a college basketball doubleheader for you starting at noon Eastern. The Big 12 showdown, Iowa State and Texas Tech. Then at 2, another ACC matchup. Sheldon Williams, J.J. Redick at number 1, Duke against Clemson. Both games available on ESPN HD.
You know, I got a kick out of Mike. You talk to him and you say, hey, Mike, 8 consecutive Sweet 16s. He said 8 consecutive Sweet 16s. That's not the standard we play for here at Duke.
No.
It's not about Sweet 16s.
No, his eye is on the horizon for the ultimate prize every year. That's their goal. And I think every team's goal should be that. You know, if it's not your goal, you're never going to get there.
You know, Gary Williams made a great point today. Gary said that guys like Mike Krzyzewski, who do phenomenal jobs, don't get considered for Coach of the Year, and they should, because obviously they're getting the kids to play at a fever pitch every game.
Great dish to Redick. Nice feed by Sean Dockery.
Dockery's one of those intangible guys, a role player. To have a great team, players have to understand roles. And that was an example of Redick moving without the ball.
Dockery to Redick, sets up for 3. That feeds Williams. What an unselfish pass. That's 2 of those.
I think he loved doing that. He loved doing that rather than shoot the 3. Duke is playing brilliantly defensively, offensively. You're seeing why, my friends. They are Uno number 1. Playing in a house that's Uno number 1.
33-18.
Playing for a coach that's Uno number 1. Look at that little jump pass, the dump down. Sheldon says, thank you, buddy. And between them, they go for 44 big ones.
There are 3 undefeated teams left in the country.
Pittsburgh and Florida totally have shocked me. Great coaching job being done by Billy Donovan. I told Mick Huber the other day, a writer in Florida, he was my choice on my website. I did my midseason report. Billy was my choice, midseason coach of the year.
Is it midseason already?
Yeah, midseason.
I just got here.
You know, hey, Mike, you've been busy with that pigskin, baby.
Maryland averages 15 turnovers a game. They have 14 already in this one tonight, courtesy of that Blue Devil defense.
They are really attacking on the defensive side, pressuring the ball, helping out.
Nice job by Strawberry to dribble away from the trap, but then Abekwe couldn't hold the pass. Redick, good save. McRoberts.
They come right out of that steal, man, and they fill those lanes so quickly.
Great hustle by Redick to keep that one alive.
You know, Dockery's such an unsung player. He's a kid that's a stabilizer.
Redick, nice head fake to get inside to take the shot. Can't hit it. And the foul's going to be on McRoberts.
People often ask me, is Redick the best shooter I've ever seen? As we see the transition right now off the steal. There's Paulus kicking it out to Redick, and there's the dump down inside to the trail man. Move the basketball, head up, eyes looking at all time. Find the trailer, communicate. Run, baby, run. That's their motto, and that's their philosophy.
Well, you said people all the time ask you, is he the best shooter you ever saw? Is he?
No, he is certainly one of them. I put him in the top. But what about guys like Rick Mount? What about Jerry West? What about Chris Mullin, Reggie Miller, Kyle Macy? My best I've seen in my tenure. I didn't see those guys didn't play in my era, Maravich and West. But since I've been on ESPN since 1979, the best I ever seen, Mr. Patrick, has been Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin was unbelievable at St. John's.
Well, I grew up with Jerry West, and I'll tell you what, it was Jerry West.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about prior to television, prior to me being on TV. West was unbelievable.
Is that what the demarcation is when you started on television?
I'm just talking about during my era.
Okay.
Jerry was something else. He's the logo, man. It doesn't get better than that.
Big hand for Redick as he'll get a breather at the 4:07 mark. The lead is 15.
But nobody will score like Pistol Pete did, over 44 a game.
Dockery tried a little lob, and McRoberts was trying to tip it up. Knocked out of bounds by the Terps. That was a little too fancy.
15-point lead. Coach K was really on fire just talking to him tonight in that coach's office. I mean, he really had his kids primed for it tonight.
Blocking foul on McCray. That's the first on McCray. They are defending their turf. They signed the center of the court and promised to do just that.
Have you guys seen my easy button?
You can use mine.
Use your easy button to find my easy button?
Won't that, like, tear a hole in the universe?
What's the worst that could happen?
That's the worst that could happen.
Just hit it.
Okay.
See, there it is.
Where's Steve?
Want to get organized this year? From filing and storage to security and tax software, Staples has everything you need. Staples, that was easy.
Snowcross? Morgan was ahead the entire time.
But Hibbert, you nearly caught him at the end there.
Please.
Hey, Mr. Snyder, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, it was a touchdown. Right? Touchdown.
Winter X Games 10 starts Saturday, January 28th on ABC and ESPN. Brought to you by Edge Advanced Shave Gel.
Edge Advanced Shave Gel. A refreshingly cool formula? Wow. For an irresistibly cool shave. Cool.
Mark, get the door.
Isabella.
Marco.
This is my roommate, Frank.
Ciao, Francesco.
Ciao.
Francesco.
Edge Advanced. Refresh your shave.
Who would ever think that the waste we generate could generate enough green energy to power an entire community? Who would think that neighborhood playing fields could share common ground with a working landfill? We would. We're Waste Management, and we're partnering with communities to create places we can all be proud to call home. From everyday collection to environmental protection, think green, think Waste Management.
Scott Reese, Jay Billis back in the studio. Coming up on the UPS halftime report, scores and highlights from a busy Wednesday, including 2 overtime games, a thriller with Villanova and Rutgers. We'll get Jay's thoughts on Baylor's season debut, and how about your thoughts on this game?
Anytime you go on the road, you've got to be strong with the ball, and Maryland has not been strong with it. They've turned it over. That's given Duke a lot of easy opportunities.
We'll talk more at halftime. Now back to Cameron, Mike, and Dick.
And Jay, you've certainly seen them play this way, and you played this way when you were here.
Well, you know, I agree with Jay about protecting the basketball. One of the real problems when you talk about Maryland, they play without a legit, true point guard. They play with movement of the basketball. McRae and Strawberry try to fill that role. He tries to get maximum Gary out of the kind of personnel he has, but they do not have a leader, a point guard that can get them the kind of shots that Duke's getting with Paulus at that point.
Here's Strawberry with a runner and got the roll in the lane, 33-20. The first bucket for DJ Strawberry.
He's a guard. He can play either slot. He's a combination guy. He defends exceptionally well.
He's a wonderful athlete.
Has improved his shooting. But he's
Paulus Williams wants the ball down low. Instead, it's Reddick.
Paulus does a nice job finding open people. Look at a great zigzag pass.
Dockery wide open and knocks it down. Dockery has made himself a better player over the years. He was really restricted as a shooter when he came in.
But what a great look by Sheldon Williams. A design structured play, post look opposite.
36-20. Bowers in for the first time. The big 7-footer and another turnover. As Paulus turns around and listens to Mike Krzyzewski for what he wants on this set.
This has all been Duke. He's such a fierce competitor, Paulus.
Foul away from the ball. I think this is going to be on Paulus. Bowers.
Bring the ball in here, and he's immediately going to now get attention in his here and look opposite. And he's going to find the open man. Now watch this. He's going to go opposite. There's the zigzag. Great job of looking for the open guy, and Dockery delivers it. He made a big three in a game I had early this year when they were on the ropes, Dockery did, against Memphis, a good Memphis team.
Williams comes into this ball game number 2 in the ACC in scoring, number 1 in rebounding. Off the rebound, there is J.J. Redick to bury another.
I think he would be a great asset to an Olympic team. He would be an incredible asset. You see a lot of zones. He would be a plus playing with those great superstars.
10 for Reddick. Strawberry trying to back his way in, partially blocked. Offensive rebound to Garrison. Melchione comes away with it.
Maryland not dominating on the glass either. And as you said earlier, Mike, Duke, when you look at the stats, not a great rebounding team.
Now, that's the big advantage that Maryland would have, and they really haven't gotten much out of it.
Oh, look at a little
great dish. Williams had it blocked from behind. Maryland has played some really good interior defense. McRae wouldn't fall for him, but the tip is good by Garrison.
Garrison hanging around the basket, gets a tip in, a veteran player. Paulus has great vision. He has terrific vision. You can see he really anticipates exceptionally well.
Look at the range. Got it! He's fouled! Holy cow!
I haven't seen a guy, man, in the last 10 years shoot like this guy in terms of facing pressure. Mullen was back in the 80s.
McRae picks up his second foul, and all McRae did after that play was shake his head just like Magic did.
Yeah, Magic shaked his head. And I'll tell you, watch this right now. They go to Mr. Reddick. He steps out. He's going to get contact, comes over the screen, knocks it down. I mean, the kid faces relentless pressure all the time. That's why stats sometimes are misleading, because sometimes he gets himself situations where he doesn't get great open looks.
He's shooting 44% from three-point range. Now he gets a 4-point play. It's 43-22. Reddick has 14.
And he
leads the ACC in scoring. And Williams just sat back and waited. He said to Ledbetter, you come on in, you're not going to score.
He made my all Velcro team at the midseason mark, Mr. Williams.
Reddick again.
He's
in and out, halfway down. Melchione, or rather Dockery with the offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
Senior leadership, man, is by doing it by setting the example. And that's what JJ does. I tell you, he's got Magic smiling like you can't believe. And if Magic endorses him to play, that's okay for me, man. There's the block. There's the block. I mean, Magic's on cloud 9 watching him before. Look at Magic. Look at Magic. He's going, oh, come on, Magic. He's a Cameron crazy tonight. I'll tell you about Magic. I told the Duke football team, I spoke to them today, and I said, let me tell you, I was talking about Magic. When he was in high school, he would shovel the snow, and he'd be on the playground at 7 in the morning. I mean, he just didn't dream about being a player. He made himself a player. It's nice to dream, but you got to make that dream become a reality by work ethic. So all you young kids out there, you want to be something, man. It's okay to dream, but have that passion and have that desire and a commitment.
The double team on Parrish Brown, who sees his first action, and the first thing he does is throw it away against the pressure.
It has been all Duke, something we didn't anticipate tonight, Mr. Patrick.
Not with Maryland having won 3 in a row. Nobody does that to Duke.
This has been blowout city.
Nelson tries to go baseline, commits the offensive foul.
I'll tell you another thing about Magic Johnson. It's Magic, Jordan, and Bird, to me, separated from all the other great superstars because, as Doris and I were talking today, they had such a fierce competitive drive to be better tomorrow than they were yesterday. Always striving to be better. They were fierce competitors, Bird, Michael, and Magic.
Remember, Nelson is coming back off of that broken ankle. It is healed, but he hurt himself on that drive.
And they don't want to lose this kid. DJ White now is out, came back with Indiana. Josh Shipp is out again for the year with UCLA. Played so well in their win over Arizona at Arizona. Tough break for those kids. We wish them the best.
45-22. The Terps desperately looking for something to give them a little boost. Going to the locker room, and Kaner Medley can't provide it.
You know, Mike, you and I have been all over this country doing games. And I'm 66 years old, and I come in here, and I'm like a 12-year-old kid. The electricity, the enthusiasm, the students are on the floor. It's not some guy that pays millions of dollars.
Reddick more of a desperation shot than anything else as the shot clock was running down. There's 0.3 of a second left on the game clock.
Can't get a shot. You can tip it in. You can't get a shot with 0.3.
Maryland, 18 turnovers and only 8 field goals.
Wow, 18 turnovers in the first half. Mr. Billis, that's not going to get it done, Jay. It's been all Duke.
29% in the first half. Our score at halftime, Duke 45, Maryland 22. Let's join Scott Reese in the studio for the UPS Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks much. It is the UPS Halftime Report. Scott Reese and Jay Billis. And Jay, I don't think we saw this one coming.
Well, you certainly didn't see the way that you knew the defense was coming like that from Duke. They always put good pressure on the ball, and they try to get out and force you a little further out on the floor. What we didn't expect is for Maryland not to be strong with the ball, to knock them back and to meet that pressure at the point it's applied. And what that meant was Maryland wasn't scoring, so they weren't making Duke take the ball out of the net. They got a lot of transition opportunities. They got the ball inside, a lot of points in the paint. And when you're collapsing that defense and everybody's in a scramble mode, you're going to get easy shots. J.J. Redick had 14 points in that first half. Not a lot of pressure was able to be put on him out on the perimeter. Sheldon Williams got some easy opportunities where he could get into his defender and get to the rim. And you saw Josh McRoberts catching that ball from Paulus in transition. Everybody goes to him. He drops it off to Sheldon Williams. The key has been Maryland. They have not been strong with the ball. If you turn it over, you're going to give Duke easy opportunities, and you're going to give them close to 50 points in the first half. Can't win that way, especially on the road.
And Redick in one of those zones where he is hitting everything. Duke as a team.
He's in there a lot.
8 for 16. He's comfortable in that zone. Some football news for you. And Lindale White, the outstanding running back out of USC, will be at USC no more. Announced today he will enter the 2006 NFL Draft. His running mate, Reggie Bush, will make that announcement tomorrow and let us know whether he will turn pro. And staying out on the West Coast, 49er assistant Mike McCarthy, who's the offensive coordinator in San Francisco, has been offered the Packers head coaching job. An official announcement there could come as early as tomorrow. Florida, another undefeated, still that way. A 75-60 victory over Mississippi State, and the Gators win 15 straight. That's a new school record. Mississippi State 24 turnovers.
Yeah, the 24 turnovers was the problem, but Florida shot 50% in the second half. They cut down their three-point shots. In the first half, 16 threes. In the second half, only 6 threes. They got the ball inside a lot more.
Been an exciting night on the hard court. A couple of overtime affairs, including one in the ACC. Clemson and Wake Forest down to the wire ×2. And likewise for Villanova, trying to shake off that loss to West Virginia. All kinds of trouble at Rutgers.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Domino's. Get the door. It's the spectacular 7s deal from Domino's. And Walt Disney Pictures. Glory Road, coming to theaters January 13th.
Spectacular 7s, 3 medium pizzas, unlimited toppings, $7 each. Now that's pizza empowerment.
I'd like to thank Domino's for allowing me to make the pizza of my dreams. My beautiful wife for believing in me when all we could afford was pepperoni. Hey, Ken. And Uncle Paul, if you can hear me, this sausage, mushroom, and pepper is for you.
I can hear you. Now give me my pizza.
Uncle Paul, everybody.
3 medium pizzas, unlimited toppings, $7 each. Now make one a Steak Fanatic pizza. It's the new Spectacular Sevens.
Last weekend, sneak preview audiences across America discovered Glory Road, the most intense and exciting movie of the season. This Friday, from producer Jerry Bruckheimer, take a journey you'll never forget. Glory Road, directed by James Gardner, rated PG.
No buts, man. My grandmother could do this, man. You got... Yeah. Yeah, do a Slim Jim. Look at that logo.
Tomorrow night on ESPN at 6:30 is the third time the charm, Michelle Wie, tries again to make the cut at the Sony Open. Then at 9, Pittsburgh has the home court advantage as they welcome conference newcomer DePaul. On ESPN2, Stephen A. Smith speaks quite frankly.
How stupid can you be?
And at 7:30, Sasha Cohn, Emily Hughes, and Johnny Weir compete at the State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships. For all the latest all the time, turn to ESPN News.
Welcome back to the UPS Halftime Report.
The Duke Blue Devils with an outstanding first half at home, trying to snap a 3-game slide against the Terps. 45-22 is your halftime score. Earlier in the ACC, a good one between Wake and Oliver Purnell's Clemson Tigers. They're down 3 with 30 ticks on the clock. Cliff Hammonds off the inbound money. That ties it up. And, Jay, we got bonus basketball. Vernon Hamilton strong. He had 21. Tigers up by 3 and 0.5 on the clock. Last gasp for the Demon Deacs. Not so much. They're storming the court at Little John.
Little John, a tough place to play, but 22 turnovers for Wake Forest doomed the Demon Deacons. A terrific game for Eric Williams, 22 points, 20 rebounds, and Cliff Hammonds, 21 points, in addition to Vernon Hamilton's 21.
Doom the Demon Deacons. Say that 10 times fast.
Doom the Demon Deacons.
Another overtime thriller. Villanova coming off that loss to West Virginia, heading into the rack to take on Quincy Doobie and his Big East, leading 23 points a game. Late in the second half, Allen Ray rise and fire. Nova up by 4. Final 10 seconds, though. Scarlet Knights with a ball down 3. Follow the bouncing ball, and how about the first career triple for Jimmy Inglis? Ties it up, and we've got bonus basketball. Doobie. High arching shot is good. He had 28. 5 more than his average. We're tied up again, and then Doobie to Adrian Hill. We're tied at 76. But eventually those guards for the Cats would have the last laugh. Kyle Lowry have a day, a career-high 28, and Nova escapes 84-78. But those 3 guards, Mike Nardi only had 7, Jay, but the other 3 outstanding.
Well, Nardi set him up. I mean, he's a true point guard. But Randy Foye, 24 points. The way they attack, both off the dribble and with the shot, is amazing. They keep you off balance. 36 free throw attempts for Villanova. That was a big difference in the game. Plus their defense, they forced 21 turnovers from Rutgers.
Syracuse, Notre Dame, second half. It's a 9-point ball game until Russell Carter, tough shot in the paint, completes the 3-point play to make it a 6-point contest. Other end, G-Mac gets a screen, drive, dish to Demetrius Nichols. No, but Darrell Watkins tips it in to put the Orange up by 7. 7's the number, man. Final minute, still a ball game. Chris Quinn from somewhere near Bloomington. The Irish with 13 triples. They're within a tray, but with time winding down, it's McNamara. He was only 1 of 7 from 2-point range. That was the one, but he did have 7 threes, 25 points. And the Cuse wins 88-82. Georgetown, West Virginia, the Fighting Pittsnoggles looking to extend their win streak to 9 games at home. Well, Pittsnoggle going to work, and Jay can beat you inside or out.
Well, 6'10", he's got a really quick trigger, so he's a catch-and-shoot big man. But what I like about him, he's gone down more in the post this year, so he's multi-dimensional now.
Roy Hibbert with authority. He had 16. It's just a 3-point game, but West Virginia just chipping away. Pittsnoggle and 1. He had 23, and the Mountaineers win 68-61. And the Baylor Bears taking the basketball court for the first time this season. Yeah, NCAA sanctions. Didn't play any non-conference games. Tonight in Lubbock, taking on the Red Raiders. Tim Bush for 3. Bears with the early lead. Other end, Daryl Dora. Silky smooth. Tech by 6. Been a rough run for the Red Raiders in the early going, but they're playing pretty well tonight. Martin Zeno, acrobatic, 8-point game there. But again, Jay, with the NCAA sanctions for Baylor, a bizarre situation. Your thoughts?
Well, I don't think it's right. I don't think what the NCAA did was the right thing. None of those kids that are in this program now had anything to do with the problems at Baylor under Dave Bliss's regime. And that was outside of the NCAA's jurisdiction, in my opinion. I mean, we're dealing with a player-on-player murder and a cover-up that was engineered by Dave Bliss so he could stay in charge. It was the absolute wrong thing for the NCAA to take away Baylor's non-conference games. I think there are 3 areas where the NCAA shouldn't be. They should not be in the continuing eligibility business. They shouldn't tell schools how to educate their kids. They shouldn't be taking away scholarships and educational opportunities as sanctions, and they shouldn't be taking away competitive opportunities. I think where it hits home is with money. That's what all these programs are made of, is money. You want to hurt programs, fine them, but don't take away scholarships and don't take away competitive opportunities. Now, you can laugh about part of this and say, well, hey, Baylor had a lot of time to prepare for Texas Tech. They had 3.5 months. Those kids should have been playing. It's not enough just to practice and stay at home all that time period. That's not fair to those kids.
And that game has gone final. Texas Tech wins 79-61, so Baylor no longer amongst the undefeated. They are 0-1 on the year. Somebody had to be said. All right, still more to come here on the UPS Halftime Report. We'll go high-flying with Shannon Brown, Maurice Ager, and Michigan State taking on Indiana.
This halftime report is delivered by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Dad, I see packages coming in from Shanghai today.
Yeah, Oracle, I know. 200 and 80 from Portland tomorrow morning.
What?
It's UPS. See, now I get a detailed report of all their shipments coming in.
Huh.
I've already notified production and alerted sales.
Well, I can't compete with that.
Yeah, that's why you're being reassigned to accounting. Oh, my stapler.
Investing is about knowing the waters and where the real risks are. At T. Rowe Price, we navigate the market with discipline, relying on experience and our own independent research. For each 1, 5, and 10-year period, over 70% of our funds beat their Lipper average. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
I want to go over a few things before you leave for Oslo. 80 gig, titanium, Wi-Fi, secure. Should you find yourself sans laptop, check in with this. Bluetooth, broadband, built-in camera. Secure. If it's on our network, it's secure.
Encrypted, hacker-proof, titanium.
It's a pen.
Security, powered by Cisco.
When the sun comes up, smack yourself in the mouth with a big cup of morning fuel from Sonic. Try something new or stick with one of your favorites, all served on the go. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
This is the UPS Halftime Report.
Memphis with a relatively easy go of it at East Carolina, 77-67. Rodney Carney with 27 as the Tigers improved 14-2 in winning for the 11th time in the last 12 games. Earlier on ESPN, Indiana, Michigan State, and DJ White sitting this one out, and will sit out many more, at least 6 weeks with that foot injury. The Izzone fans pumped up, and they didn't like this. Marco Killingsworth, who, Jay, had 1 rebound on the night, and you just saw it.
Playing dodgeball, but he did have a great game, 27 points, but he turned it over 5 times.
Second half, Drew Neitzel, nice look to Maurice Ager. Another look from the ambidextrous point guard, Ager with a finish, and Maurice had a big night.
Maurice had 28 points. He struggled over the last couple games, only 10 points a game, 30% from the field. But in the second half, Michigan State was stellar. 64% from the field in the second half, only missed 2 free throws on the game, 22 of 24.
So the Sparties get their first conference win. Elsewhere, Ohio State 80-64 over Purdue. And one of your underrated guys, Jaquel Foster, chipping in with 10 points and 5 rebounds.
And 6 steals.
Don't
take away the 6 steals from Jaquel.
A couple of other scores. George Washington continues a nice season, now 10-1 for the Colonials. 4-point victory over St. Louis. And Florida State and Virginia, Sean Singletary have a day. 27 points, 7 dimes, 5 ribs, 87-82 as Florida State beats the Cavs. Coming back for the second half tip right after this.
This halftime report is delivered by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
It's the 2006 Hyundai Sonata. Protected by 6 airbags, standard. And it's earned the U.S. government's highest crash test rating, 5 stars. And now, for a limited time, the 2006 Sonata comes with up to $2,000 cash back. It's the car Edmunds.com says, in the areas of performance and features, Sonata wins in a landslide. The 2006 Sonata. It's a Hyundai like you've never seen before.
Let's grab some McDonald's.
You buying?
Why do I always have to buy?
'Cause you're the one with the fancy job.
And the fancy tie. You know what? There. No, you're the one who's buying.
The tie did touch you last.
Money's tight these days. Good thing there's McDonald's Dollar Menu. Get a juicy double cheeseburger or other favorites for only $1.
When you're little, mistakes have cute names like oops, whoops, and boo-boo. Now, make a mistake on your taxes, and oops and whoops become fines and penalties. But when you come to H&R Block, you don't have to worry. We guarantee our work. If we make any mistakes, we'll pay the penalties. That way, your little oops never becomes a major uh-oh.
Guaranteed accurate tax preparation from H&R Block, in your corner.
Your life, your car, connected. The Acura TSX.
Size, power, control. I'll have it all.
With a chance to win a brand new Toyota RAV4, you might find it hard to concentrate on anything besides the Toyota sweepstakes.
If I win, I'll keep it spotless.
Go to directv.com/viewercircle to register and enter today. Viewer Circle, where you get great stuff just for being a DirecTV customer.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the 2006 Sonata, a Hyundai like you've never seen before, and McDonald's.
at the half, and number 1 Duke is taking it to number 21 Maryland 45-22. The first half stars you might expect, Dick, was J.J. Redick, 14 points.
He did it in a variety of ways, too. There he is now using a double screen, attacking the basket off the bounce, showing that he can put it to the floor, and then he did his patented jump shot, baby. Fadeaway J. There he is now going to get contact in a 4-point play. Nothing but nylon. I mean, he shot that way up. Take a look tonight. The balance, the leadership, the senior, and then there's the youth, the young guys, the diaper dandies. McRoberts with 2 steals. Paulus, 7 assists. Come right back out, bring it to the big guy. This is our house, baby. This is our house. You're not humiliating us on our floor. Not like last year, baby. It's my home.
Williams with the dozen off the lob, 47-22. Garrison had that one partially blocked by McRoberts. Abekwe drives. He has his shot rejected. Redick penetrates, then he kicks it out. Oh, what a little wraparound pass to Williams, and he's fouled. Oh, what a pass by Sean Dockery.
I'll tell you, the progress I've seen in his team, you and I were talking during halftime, Mike. I had them earlier this year. As you look at the stats, 29%, not going to get it done. 8 threes versus 2, 4-to-1 ratio there. 18 turnovers. All the numbers indicate why Duke has been dominant. But you and I were talking at halftime, and I show you the progress I've seen versus the early season against Drexel and Memphis and Indiana. It's amazing. They're playing so much better defensively. Paulus keeps getting better and better. Redick and certainly Williams is the best tandem in the nation as a 1-2 punch.
Mike Krzyzewski says this is not a great team because it's too young. If he had all these kids were seniors coming back or juniors coming back, he said they'd have a chance to be great, but they're getting better all the time. 48-22. Williams, 1 of 3 from the line tonight, about the only chink in the armor. McCray, double team, jump ball situation. Possession error gives it right back to the Terps.
You got to have eyes, man. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the vision. Look at that wraparound. Kid from out of the Windy City says, Sheldon, I'm going to get you to rock. I'm going to get you to rock. You got to have kids like Dockery if you want to win. Can't have all superstars.
Abekwe got by McRoberts and makes a tough shot. Abekwe has gotten more aggressive as an offensive player.
Well, right now, if you're the Terps, you got to forget about the scoreboard and play this game in segments and just keep playing hard and playing with some feeling. I think the one thing that Duke knew today was that they were limited in their personnel and having a legit point guard, and they went out #1 priority to attack and the pressure.
Paulus may have gotten away with one there. Strawberry contending he pushed him off. He may well have. Redick back at the other end. Too strong on a 3.
Well, he was too wide open. He was too wide open.
Little out of control. Strawberry trying to drive. Nice pass by Redick. McRoberts can't handle it. Yeah. Sometimes when you got a big man on the wing, if you give him a pass too low, not going to be able to get down there and get it.
Well, what he had to do there is make a banana cut, a little bit more 45-degree angle. He went a little wide, McRoberts, and therefore it was difficult for him to handle that pass. He's going to be a very good player. He's just right now filling a role, but he has a lot of talent.
You do realize, don't you, there are no 45-degree angles in the banana?
That's true, too.
Need to call it something else. McCray! Nice jump shot over Paulus.
McCray's had a solid year for them. Had a bad game against Miami, but he's been their best all-around player.
Right now, I'm sure Mike Krzyzewski would like to see Duke get back into its offense after a couple of ragged possessions.
Well, yeah, you have to be very careful now that you're not looking at the scoreboard and you get a little relaxed.
Lob to McRoberts.
Tried to make a spectacular play. That play was not available. Nice pass.
Ledbetter got it inside. Rejected. Garrison got it back, put it up. Now Kaner Medley. And he's fouled.
You know, Sheldon Williams in the 3-second area, he just forces you to go to the perimeter. He is such a really dominator in that lane. He made my all Velcro team along with guys like Lowry from Villanova, Rondo, I know Jay likes from out of Kentucky. Certainly you got to like. I love Corey Brewer. I think he's special. Hassan Adams, that was my all Velcro team, defensive guys.
Kaner Medley, the senior out of Portland, Maine. This is his first free throw tonight. He's 2 out of 3.
He has really played a lot better this year in the latter part of this mid-season mark. He's really played a lot better. He's been scoring, he's been patient, poised, looking for his shot instead of forcing shots. Full court trap. Duke should have no problem going through the trap.
End up with a 2-on-1. Dockery will bring it back up.
Smart, good basketball right there by Dockery. Good IQ, bring it back out. Look at the leadership of his diaper dandy.
I was just going to say exactly the same thing, Dick.
He's got leadership skills. That's why he was a quarterback.
Dockery had a block by Kaner Medley. Williams got it back. Tell you what, when you're a freshman, point guard or not, and you're looking at All-Americans and tell them what you want them to do, that's leadership.
Well, you know, it's also a difficult situation. You're a leadership and a point guard on a team that's #1 in America. You're not stepping in on a team that's trying to make it. Look at us here. That's a quarterback, man. That's a quarterback. That's a Tom Brady. Look at him. He's like Brady. Brady in the Patriots, who just knows how to win.
And another thing it means, being a good quarterback as he was an outstanding quarterback. In fact, the 2004 Gatorade Football Player of the Year, they're going to put a couple of seconds back on the clock. That's what that stoppage was for. But he can take the physical part of this game, because there's nothing like being a quarterback and getting somebody 290 pounds in your chops.
Hey, I'll tell you, Maryland's getting a great point guard next year. Eric Hayes coming in from out of Potomac High School, has a lot of the skills of Steve Blake. Now playing in the NBA, they're getting Vasquez coming in, 6'5" combo guard. Plays for Stu Vetter, outstanding high school coach.
Paul, straight scoop.
He starts putting offense to his game.
Paulus has 9, the lead back to 22.
And he plays hard defensively, has the utmost respect from his teammates.
Ledbetter is in at point guard right now, and McRoberts, who can get in foul trouble, picked up his 3rd.
Nice change of direction, lays it on the glass, the little scoop. He has the ability to use either hand when he's driving to the goal. I think the key for a point guard in a system like Duke is having the respect of all your people, and he has that.
A Beckway in and out on the jumper. Ledbetter, offensive rebound. Can't get it to fall, but draws the foul. Or McCray, excuse me.
You know, the Duke bench right now, you got a lot of point guards sitting on that bench. Wojciechowski and some Johnny Dawkins, he could be anything he wanted to be. Anything he wanted to be, man. Chris Gallins, he can shoot the ball. But Johnny D, sitting to the right of Coach K, certainly a head coach. Guy that Jay Billis loves, I know, has great respect for as much. That guy wasn't bad either. Mr. Williams works for us at ESPN. Has a game on Saturday, Jay Williams. Working hard, trying to get his game back.
Yep.
A lot of heart, a lot of guts. The one thing he has, he also has a great education, so he can make it in life. That's what I love about the Magic Man. He made the transition out of the basketball uniform to the real world. Now he's the CEO, has 20,000 employees, he told me today. Shopping malls he owns movie theaters, food services, amazing.
Almost has as much as you do.
Oh, come on. I'm not in that league. I told him today, I said, Magic, I want to trade checks with you, baby.
Kaner Medley, McRoberts, very patient defensively, and got a piece of it knocked out of bounds. It's out to Duke.
J.J. Redick slowly moving up that ladder. Look at that ladder up there with Mr. Dawkins and certainly Leitner and Jaminski to G-Man.
Kaner Medley back the other way as Duke is getting a little sloppy. Garrison rebound. McRoberts with the block.
Nice.
The freshman is really learning in his first year.
Well, you play around Sheldon Williams all day. You work out and practice. The one thing, unless you've seen Duke practice, it's very intense at all times. Many of their players, you would think, are trying to compete to win some minutes on the floor. That's how they play.
Paulus knocked away. Good hustle by Ledbetter.
Gary Williams' 17th season at Maryland. The coach came out, Gary, and his staff. Michael Adams on his staff. Former star at Boston College, played in the NBA.
10 on the shot clock. Paulus for 3. Too strong. Williams. Redick. Good head fake to Paulus, wide open. Now Dockery for 3. Ledbetter, and he turned it over. Timeout, 15:46 to go, second half. The lead, 20.
You guys seen my easy button?
You can use mine.
Use your easy button to find my easy button?
Won't that, like, tear a hole in the universe?
What's the worst that could happen?
That's the worst that could happen.
Just hit it.
Okay.
See, there it is.
Where's Steve?
Want to get organized this year? From filing and storage to security and tax software, Staples has everything you need. Staples, that was easy.
It's the 2006 Hyundai Sonata. Protected by 6 airbags, standard. And it's earned the U.S. government's highest crash test rating, 5 stars. And now, for a limited time, the 2006 Sonata comes with up to $2,000 cash back. It's the car Edmunds.com says, in the areas of performance and features, Sonata wins in a landslide. The 2006 Sonata. It's a Hyundai like you've never seen before.
Hi. This isn't what I wanted on my hamburger.
Don't be angry. Don't be sad. And if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. Love the one you're with.
Don't compromise, personalize. At Wendy's, your burger is made fresh with the toppings you choose, so it tastes exactly the way you want. Do your burger at Wendy's and do what tastes right.
No rolling luggage. That's why Geico.com is so simple. Or is it because you can chat with an associate if you need help and get a free rate quote in minutes? 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Simple as that.
Back here in Durham, J.J. Redick doing what J.J. Redick does, knocking down jump shots, much to the appreciation of the Magic Man. Magic Johnson in the house here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. And Magic, obviously you enjoyed that first half performance. Assess J.J. Redick.
I think that he's an amazing player. He has so much range. And I think he's also the smartest player in college basketball. And he's gotten more physical to me. He looks like he really can take the physical beating now. And I look forward to seeing what he can do, you know, not only this season, but maybe next season as well.
He says he's the best conditioned athlete every time he steps on the floor. Obviously, the debate rages on. Magic, your thoughts? You're one of the top 50 ever in the NBA. Your thoughts on his ability at the next level?
Oh, he's going to be able to play at the next level. We need shooters in the NBA right now, and he's one of the best shooters in all of basketball. Forget college basketball, but all of basketball. And I think, too, that one thing that he's about, he's a winner. And what we need in the NBA are guys who are used to winning. So I look forward to him stepping up to the next level, but also watching him and his team make a real run for an NCAA championship. And I'm happy that Michigan State won the earlier game. And then also tell my boy Dick, I said hello, because he did recruit me hard in high school. I almost went to UAD, but I had Michigan and Michigan State a little bit ahead of him. But he's still my main man.
Magic, you talked a little bit about J.J. Redick. Tell us why you're here tonight.
Well, I'm here because I'm doing some business here in the city and maybe with the University of Duke. And I also want to point out that don't forget about Williams, too, because he's going to be an outstanding pro, too, on this Duke team. He has a great body, great hand, and he's blocking all shots tonight. You can't bring it in that hole tonight because he's getting rid of it.
The landlord is in there. We appreciate it, Magic.
All right,
Mike.
All right, Doris, thanks very much. And, Dick, you said Magic was out at 7 o'clock in the morning shoveling snow off the court so he could play. I think if you'd have been out there at 6:30 with a shovel, you might have gotten him.
I'll tell you one thing. He's so special. Somebody asked me if I could pick one guy that I would want to coach. Who would it be? It would have been Irvin, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm not saying that he's better than Michael Jordan. Obviously, Michael was in another world. But he loved playing. He could play any position, and he just loved playing basketball. Now he loves making cash.
Redick hung in the lane and missed a shot. Kaner Medley comes back the other way. Both teams ice cold here in the second half. And Maryland, because of that, really has a chance to make a run where they can hit shots like Kaner Medley just did. That's only the second field goal that Kaner Medley hit a three-pointer.
They got to try to hope in the next 4 minutes get it to the 10-minute mark. Down about 10. They're down right now 17. They got to try to get a spurt when they get a 7-point, knock that 7 points off the mark and get it down to 10 going for the last 10 minutes.
Garrison from Maryland hasn't hit a shot. Here's a turnover on Dockery carrying the ball. Here's a 30-30 update with Scott Reese. Scott?
All right, Mike. Southern California running back Lendale White is going pro. He had the 24 rushing touchdowns to lead the NCAA. His running mate Reggie Bush will make his announcement tomorrow. And 49ers offensive coordinator Mike McCarthy has been offered the Green Bay Packer head coaching job. An official announcement there could come as soon as tomorrow as well. These stories and more on SportsCenter after the game and on ESPN News whenever's good for you. Now back to Durham.
Thank you, Scott. Duke on the run. Dockery with a bucket. He's been very sloppy in the second half.
Nice drive right there by Dockery.
Maryland just can't get anything to go its way. The Terps have scored only 33 points, and we played 27 minutes.
Well, Duke's done a really terrific job defensively. They help out. They play the passing lane like right there, then fill the lanes in transition.
Melchione had that steal. 21 turnovers for Maryland. Reddick short on the three.
25 is their high against George Washington, and they went to the loser's circle in that game. Got beat by Gonzaga and by Miami.
Kaner Medley, good job to get the ball inside to Gist. He was losing it and pushed it toward the big forward.
Gist got great body.
You're watching ACC Wednesday presented by Staples. It is a 17-point lead for the Duke Blue Devils over Maryland. The Terps had won 3 straight in this series and 5 of the last 8. But if they're going to do it again tonight, there is a big hill to climb.
Gary Wynn's the fighter, man. He's going to pass that on to his players that we're not going to roll over. We're going to battle and battle right to the end.
Sheldon Williams had that one knocked out of bounds with 2 on the shot clock.
And Mike Gary's had 15 seasons, 20 wins or more. Look at the guys ahead of him. Bobby Knight with 28, Boeheim 27, Olsen 27, Sutton 25, Coach K with 21, Mr. Calhoun with 20.
Williams with a bucket, 15 points and 10 rebounds for Sheldon Williams. 7 double-doubles this year.
And he's got this crowd really jumping with joy. Oh, they are jumping with joy.
54-35. Williams just stood his ground. And the ball came out of the hands of Abekwe. Abekwe kicks that one. The ball will go back to Duke. And every time Maryland makes even a little run, Duke has the answer. 54-35, under 12 to go.
Coming up on SportsCenter, state host number 8 IU and a must-win for the Spartans. What college hoops has over the NBA. Plus the Kobe stopper tries to end Bryant's historic scoring streak at SportsCenter after the game.
The Sony Open in Hawaii. Homegrown Hawaiian phenom Michelle Lee and Vijay Singh take on a world-class field at the Sony Open in Hawaii. Live coverage begins Thursday at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN.
It's the 2006 Hyundai Sonata. Protected by 6 airbags, standard. And it's earned the U.S. government's highest crash test rating, 5 stars. And now, for a limited time, the 2006 Sonata comes with up to $2,000 cash back. It's the car Edmunds.com says, in the areas of performance and features, Sonata wins in a landslide. The 2006 Sonata. It's a Hyundai like you've never seen before.
Innovative solutions from Siemens can be found everywhere. By making buildings more efficient, communications better integrated, medical centers more advanced, power plants and transportation more modern, we're turning dreams into reality.
What's better than our biggest, most irresistible jumbo shrimp? Choosing 2 of your favorites. During Jumbo Shrimp at Red Lobster, choose your 2 favorites from 5 tempting jumbo shrimp dishes. Like tender jumbo scampi, hand-breaded crunch fried, or try our new decadent lobster and crab stuffed shrimp. Choose your 2 favorites. Only during Jumbo Shrimp, only at Red Lobster.
Duke with a 54-35 lead. This game available in ESPN HD. Check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, just a report from the Duke Sports Information staff. The broken right ankle that DeMarcus Nelson suffered November 23rd back in the season tip-off NIT, guys. He did injure it in the first half. There is no definitive evaluation. The only thing that they'll say, guys, is he is back on crutches and in a walking boot. This is the collision where that right ankle was bothered again. We'll have more definitive information after the ball game, guys.
Well, we got Josh Shipp now out with a hip problem at UCLA. He came back. TJ White's out. He came back with a foot injury. And now DeMarcus, and that would be a big, big loss because he would have brought to them that versatility and that athlete on the wing.
Well, hopefully that is just a precautionary measure because he had healed. He was cleared to play.
He looked good tonight early in this game. Wasn't favoring it at all. Made a couple of big threes.
Paulus called for an offensive foul, and there is DeMarcus.
Certainly got to be frustrated as you take a look right here. It's tough. These kids work so hard, put in so many hours to be players. Cedric Bozeman out again for UCLA.
Gist.
He's a strong player, very physical.
It looked like Gist grabbed the rim and then shot.
17's always been a dilemma for them. They get it down to 17, and Duke comes back with an answer.
Now, if he did that, you can't do that. That's basically the rule.
Now he's going to go up. He grabs the rim.
How does he get that shot?
I know. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Timeout,
Duke will take a timeout, 54-37, 11:07 to go in the game. The Blue Devils at home.
Coming up on SportsCenter, State hosts number 8 IU and a must-win for the Spartans. What college hoops has over the NBA. Plus the Kobe stopper tries to end Bryant's historic scoring streak at SportsCenter after the game.
Based on a true story from Walt Disney Pictures and Jerry Bruckheimer, producer of Remember the Titans, comes the remarkable story of how 8 ordinary men inspired a nation. Glory Road, rated PG, directed by James Gardner.
Crisp leaf lettuce, fresh vine-ripened tomatoes, 100% USDA choice ground beef, handcrafted burgers, Ruby Tuesday.
Someone's gonna love you.
You gotta rise above your fear, lose the fear, snap! I can do this! Snap into a Slim Jim! Look at that logo!
Their first encounter was a thriller. Two gladiators who never backed down, displaying raw power and fierce intensity. Now, 3-time world champion Eric Morales and 2-time world champion Manny Pacquiao are ready to do battle again. Morales, Pacquiao 2 in a 12-round championship bout. Saturday, January 21st, live on DirecTV pay-per-view. Live on DirecTV pay-per-view channel 123. Morales, Pacquiao 2, round 13 begins now.
Hello and welcome to DirecTV.
I'll be moving soon. Can I take my DirecTV with me?
Sure. Now it's easier than ever to take DirecTV with you when you move, because now there's no charge for the DirecTV Movers connection.
You just take your DirecTV receivers along with you and we'll take care of the rest.
That is easy.
Call us as soon as you know your moving date. We'll install a DirecTV dish for free at your new house or apartment. Let us take one of the hassles out of moving. Take your DirecTV service with you. Just give us a call.
Scott Reese back in the studio. Could have an upset in the making over on ESPN2. Texas A&M in Stillwater taking on Oklahoma State, and off the steal, it's AC Law off glass and good, and the Aggies up 8, under 12 to go. Right?
Scott, thanks very much. Here, the prospect of an upset is not very good for the Terps right now. They're down by 17.
I tell you, Scott's exactly right. AC Law is a heck of a player down at Texas A&M, where Billy Gillespie's done a heck of a job in trying to rejuvenate that program in his second year.
Reddick has not scored in the second half. The ACC's leading scorer at almost 29 a game has that one rejected by McCray, who's a tremendous defender. And then McCray gets sloppy with the ball and lost it. Still loose. Now it's a tie-up.
Technical foul.
And a Beckway is going to be called for a technical.
Call for a tee for using his left hand to throw him to the deck. Knock him to the deck. The official was right there. You're not getting away with that. And he knows it. And Beckway feels bad for it. It's very obvious. Watch the left hand. For using his left hand to throw him to the deck. Knock him to the deck. The official was right there. You're not getting away with that. And he knows it. And Beckway feels bad for it. It's very obvious. Watch the left hand. Watch, it's going to happen. There he is, just throws him to the ground, and the official's staring right at him. Right at him. Watch this. There goes the left hand. Boom. Right to the deck. Official says, I got you, big fella. Gonna hit you with a tee.
The technical also counts as a personal.
Not a smart play. Not a play that's part of Maryland basketball. I know the kid feels probably bad for it. Lost his cool.
This Saturday afternoon, ESPN has a college basketball doubleheader for you, starting at noon Eastern, the Big 12 with Iowa State against Bob Knight and Texas Tech. Then at 2 Eastern, an ACC matchup. These same Duke Blue Devils will face the Clemson Tigers. Clemson won tonight against Wake Forest at home. I'll be interested in that game. I'll be there, in fact.
You know, Mike, when you think about Duke and their potential games, people say, well, who can beat that? You know, they got some tough road trips. They go up to Boston College. I don't care if they started 0-3. That's not going to be easy up in Boston. You think about trips, for example, at North Carolina, where that young team believes they can win. They're going to Maryland. Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech down there is going to be all fired up. You and I will be down there for that in Blacksburg. I haven't been there for basketball.
That's a good atmosphere down there. Reddick with a runner, and Reddick called for an offensive foul.
He's struggling here in the second half. I think with the big lead, there's a little tendency to relax a little. Look at the first half versus second numbers. Hey, you know, we showed at Texas Tech playing on Saturday, Bobby Knight and Iowa State. They played Baylor tonight. I don't know how you feel. It really bothers me that innocent kids, innocent coaches get penalized for the actions of others when the Baylor kids played their first game today because the NCAA penalized them by not allowing them to play a pre-conference schedule.
Yeah.
To me, why not just whack the school with an incredible financial charge and just put a big dollar number? Why penalize innocent kids and coaches?
Yeah, but what else you have to do? You have to go get the guilty coaches and make sure they don't coach anymore or they're suspended for a long time. You got to do that, and people are not going to do it.
You destroy so many innocent kids. Those kids busted their gut at Baylor, and they weren't part of it.
Reddick for three. That was halfway down, comes back out.
Duke doesn't have that same high level of intensity, obviously, that they had in the first half, and that's only natural.
This is going to be the worst shooting night for J.J. Reddick all year long. He has about one of these a year. Fortunately for him, his team is still up by 19. A Beckway with a miss. Williams can't keep it alive, and a Beckway saves it in the corner. But touched by Duke. Good hustle by McRoberts, the freshman out of Carmel, Indiana.
Last year, Duke got beat in the Sweet 16 by Magic School, Michigan State, who then went on and beat Kentucky to make a journey to the Final Four. You didn't have Michigan State on time as those kids would bounce back.
A Beckway, awkward-looking shot there. The rebound goes to Paulus. Paulus falling down, gets it out. Dockery, nice pass to Williams, and a great catch by Williams.
I'll tell you, Sheldon really runs the court exceptionally well. He fills the lane exceptionally well. Great look by Dockery. Great handle of field. Up to 21. The Cameron crazes explode. Is there a better home court advantage than this?
17 points for Williams. Great catch off the nice pass. Watch the fast break.
Here's the
heck of a play by Paulus.
Paulus
keeping it alive.
Yeah, getting it out. Now watch this. He makes like the Magic Man. He makes like the Magic Man. Irvin's got to look at that and say, hey, that's one of my passes. He did that for the Magic Man. He did that for you, Irvin. Yeah,
pretty good night for Williams. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 8 block shots so far. Those are magic numbers. We're working on a triple-double.
I'll tell you, he is working on a triple-double tonight. I think he's going to get one. Made a smart decision coming back to school, enjoying being a kid.
Well, if they can get away with the not worrying about the financial part and hoping it's going to be there and expecting it's going to be there, then it's great for them to stay in school.
Well, unless you're a kid that's obviously in the top 5 and you certainly have no choice. I think Marvin Williams at North Carolina would have preferred to stay in school, but being drafted so high, he had no choice.
Strawberry left alone, takes the jumper, buries at 58-39.
Finally got a little nice open look, squared his body.
Here comes the pressure against Paulus. He's got a lot of speed. He can dribble through traps.
I think they're so difficult to pressure. I really believe that. And as the year progresses, they'll even be tougher because this kid's getting better and better and more confidence with the rock in his hands.
Well, they've always had that 3-guard set, and Reddick knew he was going to draw a foul on a triple team. It did. When they've got this 3-guard set, Dick, they've got multiple ball handlers. They're almost impossible to stop.
I like that term, multiple. Talked to Mike Krzyzewski today about a letter I received from his son-in-law, Chris Spatola. Played point guard at West Point, now a captain. He's out in Iraq, married Mike's daughter, and wrote a beautiful letter, Mike, a beautiful letter, how much he misses his wife, Jamie, and said, give her a hug for me. Also implied, he thinks my father-in-law coaches the best team. Forget about it. He said, I'm on the best team of them all, the red, white, and blue.
Reddick with a rare miss from the free throw line. JJ 0 for 7 from three-point range after a 3 for 5 start. So he has drawn the cold hand here in the second half.
I think it's all about concentration. 5 for 18. That's not a JJ night. But he'll have some games like that. There's no question. Kind of defensive pressure he faces. The attention he draws.
17 points. He averages 25-8, which is number 1 in the conference. And there's Parrish. Brown off the bench from Maryland. He scores and draws a foul.
Nice cut without the ball. There he is. Brown going down the lane. Good interior passing. Take a look at this right there on the interior. Nice cut without the ball.
Another Chicago product.
Hey, talk about Maryland players with 2,000 career points or more. Juan Dixon leads the parade with 22.69. Lenny Bias, who would have been incredible at the next level.
Wouldn't he?
Albert King, Adrian Blanche, John Lucas. I tell you, you're talking about rebounders. Only one rebounder ever had 1,000 or more rebounds, and you worked with him last night. He does a great job. Lenny Elmore, great role model for young people. Harvard degree for law. I mean, you go from a guy with a Harvard degree from law to me. I don't know what kind of degree I have. Oh, wow.
If you don't know, maybe you don't have one.
He's one shy of a triple-double tonight, Mr. Williams. 9 blocks.
59-41. Maryland just can't chip away at that lead.
Picked up his dribble. That's a no-no for you young kids.
There's the 10th block.
Triple-double.
Triple-double for Sheldon Williams. Mike Krzyzewski says, let's spread it out, use some time. We're down to 8:09.
He joins the likes of Art Heyman, who was really a versatile player, and Tinkerbell Banks, who was on the cover of Sports Illustrated with Albert King the year that the Magic Man came out.
Albert King, still one of my favorite, not only players, but guys. A great person.
Magic told a great story. I spoke at a banquet he was at. He told a story. He said, I was in the layup drills in a McDonald's All-American game, and I'm watching Albert King. He's dunking. I'm watching Gene Banks dunk. He said, I'm looking, I'm saying, wow. Then I said to myself, magic. It's not about dunking. It's about how you play. You know what, kids? How many rings do those guys have, and how many do I have?
Have you guys seen my easy button?
You can use mine.
Use your easy button to find my easy button?
Won't that, like, tear a hole in the universe?
What's the worst that could happen?
That's the worst that could happen.
Just hit it.
Okay.
See, there it is.
Where's Steve?
Want to get organized this year? From filing and storage to security and tax software, Staples has everything you need. Staples, that was easy.
I'm number one. I'm number one. No, I'm number one. I'm number one.
Now get boneless wings at KFC's Flavor Station. 100% breast meat boneless wings dipped any way you want. Choose from our classic honey barbecue sauce, fiery buffalo, or sweet and spicy. Try 6 boneless wings for $2.99 or 18 for $8.79. Be the boss, choose your sauce, only at KFC.
I write underground comics, and I got my latest idea at work, The Actuary. By day, just a mild-mannered accountant, crunching numbers, deciphering the tax codes, spreadsheets, but at night, a crime-solving mathematician with laser vision. I do it all on my computer, write, draw, and publish online. He may not always get his man, but he always gets the girl.
Start something heroic. Start anything you like with a world of software and devices that run on Windows.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Staples. That was easy. And in part by State Farm. Great service, great rates. That's why 40 million drivers trust State Farm.
It's the Duke Chapel on campus here in Durham, North Carolina, where the Blue Devils are leading at 59-41. And last night, the players and the coaches signed their names at center court, promising to defend this court this year against ACC opponents.
Well, Mike made that very clear. It wasn't just about Maryland.
No.
It was about being motivated that this is our place, and you guys have to have a special sense of pride when you step on his floor. He said he didn't like the way they came back. He thought they were immature the way they came back and played against Virginia Tech on his floor at home.
They needed a miracle shot at the end of the ballgame to win that.
And that was a miracle. A genuine Hail Mary by Mr. Doctor. That's got to be the shot of the year thus far.
Parrish Brown hits the bucket. 16. This is as close as Maryland has been in a long, long time. Reddick for 3. So much for it being 16.
Just a matter of time, baby. You go to the post, look to the opposite guy, wide open.
He may make the next 5.
Yeah, he can get in a rhythm. I love the enthusiasm of this student body.
They got him right back into it.
Mike Mitchell works for the Washington Speakers Bureau. A great guy. His son is here, and I know he's proud that his son is a freshman here at Duke. Tough to get in here, Mike. I don't know why I got rejected. I had 1,500.
How many years?
Took him 3 times. 500, 500, 500.
Foul is called on Parrish Brown on the charge with 6:52 to go.
Number 5. Michael Hall of Famer. I don't think there's any doubt that ultimately out of this conference, Roy Williams and Gary Williams will be Hall of Famers. I think that is absolutely a lock. No doubt. I just put a few more years of some good numbers. They'll join the likes of Mr. Calhoun and Mr. Bayhag, who were enshrined last year. Also great to see Jimmy on our coaching staff for the Olympic team.
Yeah.
He'll bring some zone knowledge. Mike D'Antoni brings international basketball knowledge. Nate McMillan, familiar with the NBA players. I think they did a great job, Jerry and certainly Mike, putting that staff together.
And now they are interviewing player candidates. These are not invitations. These are interviews. Reach and steal by Parrish. Took it away from Dockery. And now Dockery gets it back, and he's tied up by Strawberry.
I wouldn't doubt somehow, because I know the love and admiration that Mike has for Johnny Dawkins, that Johnny may sometimes. As Mickey Krzyzewski feeling good. Jerry, Hall of Famer for his contributions to basketball. As you look at Johnny Dawkins.
It was a great night of college basketball on ESPN2 comes to a close with TCU and New Mexico. More home court advantage tonight at 11 Eastern on ESPN2. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Here we're down to 6:16 to go, and Paulus gets it across against the press. Maryland's pressure defense, which has always been a hallmark of this team, and any team coached by Gary Williams, has been no factor at all tonight.
No, not with the kind of ball handling skills that these kids have.
Nice pass by Paulus.
They do a great job in spacing. Makes it difficult for you to double up on the basketball.
Duke burning time off the clock. Shot clock is down to 7.
Try to go a little double stack.
Paulus open for 3. Won't go. Kaner Medley out to Paris Brown. Nice pass ahead, but Paulus is there. Reddick.
That's the easiest one he'll get in his career. That's the easiest one he'll get in his career.
22 for J.J. Reddick.
This has been all Duke today. There is no question this is going in the Duke book as a W.
And they are playing like the #1 team in the country. This past week in the polls, it was unanimous. Oh, that's called a block. Holy cow. That's hard to imagine. Even with this score, that is hard to imagine.
Mike says, oh, my, I can't believe it either. Oh, my God. Look at Mike. He's relaxed a little bit, though. He's smiling.
You tell me if this is a block.
Oh, absolutely a charge.
He gets run over.
Ran him right down.
Well, even these guys, as good as they are, miss them every once in a while. But Mike Krzyzewski, that one is so far off, he's even going to laugh about it.
He can laugh, too, because he's up 21. You're up 21 with 5 on the clock.
Yeah.
If this was a one-point game, he's not laughing.
No, nobody's laughing.
Nobody's laughing. What an amazing career he's had here. You know, he finished #2 in recruiting Chris Mullen. Look at this here. Dunk. That's his first career dunk right there. His first career jam. Look at him. JJ. Jumping JJ. You know, Mike Krzyzewski missed out on Chris Mullen. He finished #2 in the recruitment of him. And they went through a little struggle in that era. His first 3 years were not really outstanding. Tom Butters did a phenomenal job having patience. You know, he came out of West Point, not with a big reputation. Had Bobby Knight certainly was his support and helping him get the job. But as they say, the rest is history. Every possible award. Look at Gary. I just love Gary's passion. What I love about Gary and Mike, they have such a passion for what they're doing. And I'll tell you, Mike, in anything in life, any youngster that's listening, if you have passion and work ethic, plus good decision-making in your personal life, you're going to win in the game of life.
Sheldon Williams with 18 points. The lead back to 21.
You know, you were down at Virginia Tech yesterday, and I hope that somebody could sit down with Mr. Vick and really educate him, his brother Michael maybe, helping that youngster, because obviously picking up the paper, it's one episode after another, and you get a little worried that it could be something even more drastic.
Too many mistakes, Dick. I mean, at some point, athletes are favored people anyway. At some point, you have to learn on your own from your own mistakes, and that's not happening. Kaner Medley, pass a little strong. Melchione with the defense.
You got to live up to
27 turnovers. Gary Williams not going to be happy with that.
Oh, no, their performance tonight certainly is not one. They came here really believing that they had a legit shot, certainly after winning the last 3. Many of these kids were part of that. Came off a poor performance at Miami. It's carried forward.
This will be their second loss in the ACC. Sean Dockery left alone for a 3. You got to congratulate Sean Dockery. He was a liability as a shooter for about a year and a half. He just worked and worked and worked.
Well, they do so many things in terms of working with their players. Place is shaking, it's rattling and rolling, it's rocking and rolling. I got a feeling Magic wants to jump out and play. They use the post so well. They use the post presence of Williams exceptionally well to set up shooters.
Duke is on the way to its 15th straight victory to start this season. Duke does not lose very often, as you know, and certainly not to the same team, but of late witnessed these 3 losses to the Terps. First, March 14th, 2004, that was the ACC Championship. And January 26, 2005, that was here in Cameron. And again, February 12th, 2005, at Maryland, where 3 in a row for the Terps over the Blue Devils. Nobody else has done that.
You remember that tournament? John Gilchrist was electrifying.
Yes, he was. Well, he was the MVP.
Yeah, he was
of the
electrifying. I remember the one time last year when they beat him down there in College Park, whatever. Great environment, a lot of enthusiasm. Red Auerbach was in attendance. Cal Ripken was there. Brian Billick was there. As a look at a guy with about 1,600, he's perfect on his SATs. He's unbelievable. Future doctors and lawyers, politicians, they're going to run our nation. You're looking at them.
I was scared enough already.
Oh, wow.
4:35 to go in this ball game, and Duke in total control against the Terps. You're watching ACC Wednesday, presented by Staples. And it's 69-44, number 1 over number 21.
You know, it's an amazing story right now in the ACC. Not getting much attention, but it's got my attention. Is the job being done by all those young kids at North Carolina. Tyler Hansbrough, to me, is the most impact player in the nation for a freshman. And what he has done in a winning environment, he has been such a factor down there in a post.
Dick, he plays the pivot like he's a senior.
19 steals today for Duke. Incredible defensively, playing the passing lanes. 7 for Maryland.
Paulus, shot clock at 5. And Paulus fouled on the way in by Ledbetter.
Took a lot for this kid to say no to football. A lot of people thought his future was a lot better in football. Some were projecting that he was a Heisman candidate. In fact, Tom Lemming, who I respect, he's the Bob Gibbons of football, wrote in his report that had he gone to Notre Dame, he would project him his junior and senior year to be a Heisman candidate. That's a heck of a statement. And the kid says no to football, I'm going to basketball.
Well, with his build, I think he probably made the right choice. 6'1", 185 really isn't the size for a quarterback anymore. I mean, that's almost Joe Theismann's size when he played.
He wasn't too bad.
He was 170.
He wasn't
at
too
Notre
bad.
Dame.
He wasn't too bad,
no,
Joe.
He sure wasn't.
Heisman for the Heisman.
Besides, Paulus doesn't rhyme with Heisman.
Heisman for the Heisman.
Of course, neither did Thiesman. 70-44, under 4 minutes to go.
National titles, 91, 92, and 2001. 14 Final Fours. Duke by the numbers. Unbelievable. 10 Final Fours since 86.
Timeout, 70-44, 3:51 left.
Dzisiaj przyjdą twoje nowe łyżwy?
Tak, gdybym mógł przyjechać taką pogodą.
Na pewno przyjedzie.
Śnisz, niemożliwe.
Złoży się o śniadanie. Fantastyczne! Mówiłem ci, dawaj śniadanie.
The most reliable color on earth. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Breakfast Bistro Sandwich. Sonic's got it, others don't. Start your morning with Sonic's new Breakfast Bistro Sandwiches. Eggs and cheese with bacon, sausage, or ham on Sonic's new toasted ciabatta bread. And now, swipe a credit or My Sonic card from your car. Only at Sonic.
Whatever it is, you can get it on eBay.
What's he doing here?
It's me. Can I help you, sir?
I'm looking for our security.
Yes, sir. Our security is in the network, sir.
This blinky thing is our security?
The security thing is everywhere. The network is, sir.
Let me get this straight. The security is in the blinky thing, and it's in the doohickey next to the blinky thing? This is technical jargon, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Security, powered by Cisco.
The world can be a complicated place. But when it comes to your money, ING is making it easier. See why it's easier on the bench. Ask your financial professional about ING. Your future made easier.
Muffin.
Scott Reese in the studio. A much tighter game over on ESPN2. Texas A&M, Oklahoma State. James on Curry, no, but Torrey Johnson will fight for the board and put it back. AC Law with 33 points for the Aggies, but they're down 1 with 3 to play, guys.
All right, thanks, Scott. Duke on top 70-44. Let's check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, J.J. Redick electrifies basketball crowds with his ability to score the basketball. Mike Krzyzewski, on the other hand, most impressed with his senior's ability to lead. It's been a real transformation to the point where earlier this year, guys, in a weightlifting session with the entire team, J.J. Redick got after the freshman Greg Paulus for wearing a high school T-shirt. He said, take pride in the Duke jersey at all times. They call him Grandpa. He's become such a leader, guys.
All right, thanks, Doris. And here's Redick penetrating. Got the bucket and the foul. McCray, by the way, scored at the other end of the floor, and he is the first Maryland player into double digits tonight with 10 points. I don't know that I've seen that in the ACC in the era of the shot clock. 3.5 minutes to go, and nobody had been in double figures. Redick, by the way, has 24 and going for 25. And has hit 4 out of 5 at the free throw line tonight.
I'll tell you, he did a great job in the isolation, driving the basketball. Certainly an area he's worked on. First time I heard about J.J. Redick was from Howard Garfinkel, who you and I spoke to tonight. Right. In the arena. And he told me, he said, wait till you see this kid that Duke side. He was at my 5-star camp. And he said he can flat out shoot. Well, today he was singing the praises of a future Dookie, John Shire, who's coming out here to Duke. He said that he put a show on in front of Coach K recently. As you look at Mr. Garfinkel right here, New York City's Howard Garfinkel, a legend in the world of basketball. He said, wait till they get Shire from out of Illinois.
Boy, nice shot by McCray over the much taller McRoberts, who had played excellent defense on the possession before. A dozen from McCray.
They're also getting Gerald Henderson's son, outstanding player. So the beat goes on and on. Sports Center coming up. What did we ever do without Sports Center?
I don't know.
Sports junkies like myself. I don't know, man.
Redick.
Wow. Can he drive the basketball? Open the lane. He'll take the lane.
There's another kid who has just driven himself to be better.
Can you imagine him playing on the same team with a great post player like Shaquille O'Neal? How would you give help?
McRoberts with a block. I don't know, Dick, but he is going to be an outstanding star.
I tell you, put him on the Olympic team. Put him out there with Kobe and Iverson.
And he'll get a standing ovation as he comes out of the ball game. Martynas Potsus will come in his place, the young freshman from Lithuania.
And he didn't shoot the ball exceptionally well, but he certainly played so hard plays on both sides, JJ. It's a real battle now for National Player of the Year between JJ and this kid Morrison, who's unbelievable at Gonzaga, Mike.
I just can't fathom somebody being more important to his team and having more impact than Redick.
You got to see Morrison. He had 43 on Michigan State, 43 on Washington.
Oh, no disrespect toward him.
Look at this right now, opening up the lane, taking it to the goal. He should be able to smile. He's earned the scholarship. Come on, JJ. You're a big man on campus. You're the man here. You're the man. It used to be our guy Billis, but now you're the man here at Durham. You're the man.
Redick has moved into a tie for 15th on the all-time ACC scoring list.
Hey, Mike, help me out. You think there's a chance if I apply to Duke now, I can get in and be the oldest student to graduate here? That would be nice.
No.
No. Joe Oliva, by the way, today, their fine AD, took me on a tour of their football facility. I was there with John Jackson, their fine SID, and Ted Roof, their coach. What a beautiful football facility. I couldn't believe it. Weight training room, their lockers.
Maryland loses it out of bounds at the 151 mark. Duke going to the bench. They'll get Eric Boateng in for the first time, a young man who grew up in London playing soccer. And a big hand for Paulus as he comes out.
Yeah, played an excellent game. Look at his smile, the hug. Mike said he's been tough on him.
Sports Center coming up. Stuart Scott and John Anderson. College hoops against NBA hype. Kobe and Kobe Stabbers. Walton, Melrose, and Billis against each other.
Well, that's a lock. I take Billis over those two.
Well, with his law background and his use of words.
Come on, Jay. You
not to mention his looks.
Jay, you got to blow those guys away. Come on, Jay. Part of college hoops.
Tried to get the ball to Boateng and threw it away.
You know what's interesting? They are now starting a campaign to raise money to build a new basketball practice facilities. How long do you think that? They need about 15 mil. So the first guy, just call up Coach K. He can write the check out.
Well, I hope they never replace this building.
No, not the building. They're going to practice facility.
I know.
Just all practice. This is a museum. This is Wrigley Field, baby.
Yeah.
This is Fenway Park.
Gary Williams still out there coaching his heart out, but the evidence is written on the face of his players. What a disappointing night it has been for them. Bowers gets a jump shot. Well, you can't hit it.
You and I looked at each other before the game, and we said we're going to have a barn burner. We thought we were going to really have a real tough basketball game here, and I'm sure Gary felt the same way. But it's been a blowout from the first 3 minutes.
Jamal Boykin comes in and picks up a personal foul.
You know, the next game is a big game for Maryland. They're playing at home against Wake Forest, coming off the loss to Miami, the loss here. That becomes a must game. And Wake's coming off the loss from Clemson and Duke, so it's a big game for them. Oh, this is a lock. They should not even make this poll. There's not even close. It's not even close. Everybody else battles for number 2. It's right here. How can any environment be better than this where the students are on the floor?
Well, you can find out tomorrow after you log on to ESPN.com and vote for the college basketball team with the best home court advantage. The keyword, what would you expect? Home court advantage. We'll reveal the winner tomorrow night during the 9 Eastern DePaul and Pitt game.
Just ask a bunch of coaches that have to come in here and play what they think about coming here. You know what? It's a great home court advantage. There's 3 main factors. Number 1, you're always going to have great players. 2, they're going to be really well coached. And number 3, the students are right on top of you.
That pretty much takes care of it, doesn't it?
I mean, great players, great coaching, great student environment leads to W.
There's the layup for Dave Neal, the seldom-used freshman out of McLean, Virginia, who was the MVP of the Virginia State Tournament.
I'll tell you what, he'll have some stories for his grandchildren. Do you know when I was playing, Magic Johnson was in the crowd, and we blew away Maryland, and I was out there at a crucial time. Stories get bigger and better as you get older. Love being with you, buddy.
My pleasure, Dick.
Next week, I hook up with my other buddy, Brad Nessler. Saturday night, we start our show. The game night crew will be there. Digger and all the gang, Jay, and all the people will be involved. Reese Davis.
It's a great win for the Duke Blue Devils with 2.6 seconds to go. They're up by 24. They will have won their 15th ball game over the school that has become such a huge rival for them, the Maryland Terrapins. The Terps had won 3 in a row and 5 of the last 8 in this series. And nobody had done that to Mike Krzyzewski.
And Mike has to be very proud of the win, but Gary's got to be proud that there's only been 6 losses here in 6 years, and 3 of them have been to Gary Williams and Maryland.
We saw Sheldon Williams with a triple-double. J.J. Redick, his first career dunk. The final score, 76-52. Stay tuned for SportsCenter and our ESPN News post-game extra. This has been a presentation.